What's up, JPIANs? Let's move over to PAS1, Presentation of Financial Statements. Basically, financial statements provide information about the financial position, financial performance, and cash flows of an entity that is useful to a wide range of users in making economic decisions. The complete set of financial statements include a statement of, first, financial position as at the end of the period, second, comprehensive income for the period, third, changes in equity for the period, fourth, cash flows for the period, and finally the notes, which contain summaries and explanatory information. This standard also explains the general features of financial statements, such as first, fair presentation and compliance with PFRS. Fair presentation is faithfully representing the effects of transactions and other events in accordance with definitions and criteria in the conceptual framework that would be relevant to the understanding of the financial statements. PAS1 requires an entity to make an explicit and unreserved statement of compliance to the PFRS in the notes unless it does not comply with all of the requirements. Huwag commit kung di makakomply. Second, going concern.
Para sa mga hanggang sana all na lang.
Financial statements are normally prepared on a going concern basis unless the entity has an intention to liquidate or has no other alternative. At least dito, naniniwala tayo na may forever. When preparing such statements, management shall assess the entity's ability to continue as going concern. Third, accrual basis of accounting. All statements shall be prepared using the accrual basis except for the statement of cash flows, which is prepared using cash basis. Fourth, materiality and aggregation. Each material class of similar items is presented separately and are called line items. The similar items are presented separately unless they are immaterial. Immaterial items are aggregated. Fifth, offsetting.
Offset. Woo, 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 woo.
Assets and liabilities, or income and expenses, are not
Offset.
unless offsetting is required or permitted by a PFRS. Sixth, frequency of reporting. Financial statements are prepared at least annually, like birthdays. If an entity changes to a longer or shorter period, it shall disclose first the period covered, second, the reason for changing, and third, the fact that the amounts presented are not entirely comparable. 7. Comparative information. PAS1 requires an entity to present comparative information in respect of preceding periods for all amounts reported. As a minimum, an entity presents 2 of each of the statements and the related notes. Note that entities can provide additional comparative information if they wish to do so. 8. Consistency of presentation. The presentation and classification of items in the statements is retained from one period to the next, unless a change is first, required by a PFRS, or second, would result in more reliable and relevant information. Much like in any relationship, consistency is key. Huwag sa simula lang. Each statement shall be presented with equal prominence and shall be clearly distinguished from other information in the published document. Financial statements are usually included in an annual report, which also contains other information. Every financial statement should contain the name of the reporting entity, information whether the statement is of an individual or group, the date of the end of the reporting period and period covered, the presentation currency, and the level of rounding. The management is responsible for an entity's financial statements. The responsibility encompasses, first, the preparation and fair presentation of the financial statements. Second, internal control over financial reporting. Third, going concern assessment. Fourth, oversight over the financial reporting process. And fifth, review and approval. The responsibilities are expressly stated in a document which is called Statement of Management's Responsibility for Financial Statements. Got the hang of it? Let's move further in the next episode, where we will be discussing the different financial statements. This is Nala. Stay tuned for another episode of Accounting Basically. Stay safe and stay informed, JPIANs.
I tell that bitch to come.